Hey, everybody in internet land. It's me, Lizzie D. And introduce
Krysta.
yourself, honey. You can talk for
I
yourself.
usually do it. I'm Krysta from Comic Logic.
We are the Loco Sirens. Welcome to our channel. We focus on mostly female centric stuff. We have guests sometimes, not tonight, but last week we had Dan Kelly from the Codex Station, and the week before that we had Sal the Slab Guy. We're gonna have, and we've had Uncle Gary on. We're gonna be having Sonny Kruger on soon. Sal's coming back to do some slabs, but tonight we are giving the floor to our beautiful Miss Krysta, our Harley Quinn, who spent the last weekend at GalaxyCon in Richmond, which I have never been to.
So
So
fun.
she is going to tell us all about it. And well, of course, we're going to do our weekly comic polls, and I'm going to kind of go through mine relatively quickly because I was on the Codex Station last night and doing that, and we streamed live for that. So I know most of you guys have already seen mine, but we haven't seen Krista's polls for the week. Um, and then she's gonna regale us with all sorts of stories from GalaxyCon. And I know that John and Rob, also from Comic Logic, came up on Friday, right? They just came
Yep.
Friday for the day, right? So
Right.
yeah, I saw their little video tease about where they were going, and I knew I was not in a position to comment, but I was like, they're going to Richmond.
Yeah. They managed to sneak away.
So that's my goal. So I have two goals to before I die is to hit GalaxyCon at least once
I'll go
and
with you.
Baltimore. I have
Oh,
not
okay.
done either one ever. So I've done Awesome Con now. We did it 3 years, 2 years in a row. I did not do it this year because I wanted to save my money to go to Baltimore. And I think
Smart.
John and I are going to try to make a weekend out of it. And go to Baltimore and not have to worry about driving up and back and just kind of it's probably stay 2 days, probably come home on Sunday. And but I'm looking forward to it because I know all the guys and gals from Comic Logic go and Codex are there, so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm looking
It's a
forward to
lot of
that.
fun.
All right, so um why don't I no, you do your comics first, and then I'll do mine real quick, and then you can take the floor. And I got the pictures uploaded and ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right.
All
So what'd
right.
you get this week?
All right. So my stack is a little bit small this week, so I'm still a little broke from my con.
Yeah,
Um, I
I know how
did
that
not.
goes.
I don't have it with me, but Absolute Wonder Woman this week was fantastic.
Oh, it was
I'm
so good.
still so obsessed with it.
Oh, here, wait. Let me.
Do you have yours?
I do. Yes, I totally. Uh,
Jump scare.
yeah. Jump scare. You gotta get to the floor. Yeah. I can barely see it, but yeah, and the variants.
Nice. So we will get to that.
Yes.
So the first this week, it's gotten mixed reviews from people, but I really liked it. I really like the Fantastic Four first foe.
Oh, I was wondering if you had gotten that. I'm not. I don't read them, but I know you do
I do.
sometimes.
I I love the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, and I'm one of
So,
those people that if I like it, I get it in every cover. So I
oh
love this
yeah, I love
homage.
that cover. Oh,
It's a
that's
really cool
great.
homage. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
got. So that is the C cover. This is the B cover, which is so
ooh,
good.
I really like that one too.
And then, of course, I had to get the 1 in 25.
Oh, that one's nice too. And they
Nice
did a
little
really
fan.
good job of making them look like the actors.
Yeah, it even says that in the back of the
Yeah,
comic at the very end. It even says that they tried to like make it look just like the actors, which is
yeah.
really cool. New this week that is still one of my all-time favorites because Ghost Machine is killing it, but I'm loving.
Oh my gosh, did you read it?
Yes.
Oh my
Hyde Street
gosh.
is so good.
I am just
And
like, he
this
is
is the start of a new
everything they've
story.
been hyping.
Mm-hmm.
He's everything they've been hyping. I can't wait to see part 2.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is a new arc, which is the Butcher of Hyde Street, and it's so good. And I had to get this cover because I thought this cover was just so dope.
That's the one I got as well.
You did too?
Yeah.
It's very menacing. I like it.
Yes. Very. I did not get the Planky one because I was just kind of like, he creeps me out.
He's supposed to. He's a little rapscallion. He's supposed to. I do. You get more of Pranky in this issue, and I really
yes.
read it.
Definitely
It's so good.
read it, people. Definitely.
Me and Uncle Gary are both so obsessed with Hyde Street. All of us at Comic Logic are obsessed with Hyde Street, but Uncle Gary is probably
he's the one who told me to read it when issue 1 came out, and I have gotten. I have to say that I loved all of the little side ones too, Devour and the Sisterhood.
Sisterhood is so good. I agree, and Devour was a fun one shot and gets tied into it, so they all tie in together, which I love.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah. Another indie that I really liked this week. The number 1 was my top pick of the week, last month when it came out, and I love number 2.
Okay.
So I got The Thing on the Doorstep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I got that one. And then another one, if you couldn't tell anything about me, if you've ever met me, is I'm obsessed with monsters, specifically Universal monsters.
Mm-hmm. So
and I'm also a Broadway fan, so of course I'm loving
Phantom of the Opera. I'm only getting them in the hardbacks.
That's fair. I'm crazy. I get the issues and then I turn around and get it.
Yeah. I decided that I didn't want the issues because I came in late.
Oh, okay.
Frankenstein late.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I got.
I was like the third or fourth one.
No, Dracula. I want to say Dracula. And I just bought Dracula on a whim, and it was so good. And then I just said to Rob, I was like, I'm not gonna even worry about getting all these issues. Just let me know when the hardbacks come out. I want, and you guys got me the ones that I was missing.
We ordered all of them for you.
And Frankenstein that had both come out before.
Frankenstein is my favorite, but Frankenstein is my all-time favorite story of all time.
My favorite horror stories.
I literally wrote a thesis paper in college on Frankenstein.
Did you do your thesis paper on the 1815 or the 1838 version?
1815.
1815. I only have an 1838 version. So that's actually
more common
on my birthday wish list that I share with family is to get a hardback copy of the 1815 one because I read this great review in the Post before they stopped doing the Book World about the differences between the two and how that if you're a real fan of the story, you have to read them both because there are
subtle differences
and things that she makes in the 1851 that she that she changes and or removes out of the 1838.
Well, she's not the one who
the editor.
Took it out. The editor took it out.
Yeah.
Because they found out that she was a woman because it was not, they didn't know that she published it. Yeah. So that she's the one who wrote it. Men took credit for it. Exactly. Shocking no one.
So anyway,
no one men took credit for it.
But we're both fans of Frankenstein. So anyway, back to.
I could do a whole segment on Frankenstein. I'm going to digress.
Same. That and Dracula.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We should just have a monster episode because I could go on.
We should. Oh, let's talk to the Kodaks and maybe see if we can do a joint thing with the top 10 monsters in comics.
Ooh, okay. There's some really good monsters.
Here's guys, if you're out there watching. Hey, Mr. Keith, good to see you. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I would love to do that.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Monsters, it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's something to talk to the guys about.
100%.
So what do we got after Phantom of the Opera?
All right. So it was like the biggest comic of last month, like sold out everywhere, went crazy online, but I thought it lived up to it. This week, number 2 of White Sky came out.
Okay. And
I love White Sky. I love a good survival story
mhm.
because there's such heart to it. And it's got a kind of a Last of Us kind of vibe to it, but it focuses on the daughter. So it's like
Ooh,
Ellie's story versus Joel's story, which
okay.
I like. So it focuses on the girl. So perfect for our podcast to even talk about. So that it's
Absolutely.
the girl's
I will
story.
have
It's
to
not
read
the
it.
man's story.
I'm not, yeah, I didn't get it. And because I'm like trying to get some stuff to come, that are coming up to have their end issues this month. I'm waiting for some of them to drop off before
We
I
got a
have
lot coming. We
anything
got a lot
new.
coming up.
I know I'm gonna probably have to find those, like if I'm lucky, online too, because they've been really hard to find. They've been selling out all over.
Well, White Sky, we at Comic Logic,
You have one and two?
we sold out of 2, but we have number 1 reprints in
Okay.
stock.
Okay.
And then number 2 reprints I'm sure are on the way.
Okay. I
So
might have to check that out this week, depending on how big my poll is this week. Because yeah, you're like the 7th person that has just raved about the comic.
it's so good. Like I said, I'm a sucker for a good survival story.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Keep going.
And then the final one for the week was the biggest comic of the week. We had
Okay.
lines out the door before we even opened. I know you're aware of that. We
I
were
I
crazy
was
busy.
I was joking about that with the guys last night. I was like, yeah, I was like, I knew they weren't gonna let me in because there was this huge line. There's never a line, right? Except for the
No,
big.
it's because
I
it's
had no idea. Even the Batman Deadpool didn't have a line like that.
we had a couple people for Deadpool Batman. If you couldn't tell, it's been a long day for me. For Deadpool Batman,
But
but this
not
one,
not 10 people in line before the door opened. I
no,
was there the
we had,
Wednesday it came out, and yeah, there were
yeah.
people, but it wasn't quite as long as was with Superman and Spider-Man.
This was a pretty long line, and we had
I
a
was
lot of
8th in
people.
line, and there were
Yeah,
people behind me.
yeah, we had
So
about 20 some people in line. I counted, and it was a huge fest because there were 26 different covers that just our store got, and there's exclusive covers to different
I think
stores,
Sal
different
said last
artists,
night 44 total.
something like that. Yeah,
44 total covers, including all the exclusives and all that.
yeah.
That's crazy. And somebody's collecting all of them.
We've had people come in and try to get as many as they can, which
Yeah.
power to you because there's some really, really. I had to limit myself. There's some really good covers. I had to limit myself to just
I'm
one.
trying. I only bought one. I was very good, but I am kicking myself for not buying the Adam Hughes
Oh
Spider
yeah,
Woman and the Supergirl. I should have. If there's any left when I come in, I will probably get it just because I love his art. But I got the one with Black Cat on it. So
that tracks.
yeah. So
Oh, the one that I got was by Jeff Spokes.
now one that no, I did not see last night. This is an oh, that's great. Love the guitar. That is so you.
I love Spider Punk. Hobie is one of my favorites. I love him. He doesn't get a whole lot of attention or love. And
Mm-mm.
like he just looks so good. I love him so much with his cool hair. I
Yes.
thought the entire design I thought was
Is
just
that
so fun.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. That's
So I
a
had to get
great
this
cover.
one because
Yeah,
it's my
that's a great
favorite.
cover. You made a good choice.
I had to limit myself to just one, and it was very
Yeah.
difficult.
It was hard I stood there and I was like, nope, I'm only gonna get this because I don't read either Superman or Spider-Man.
Which is
So
fair.
yeah.
And it's
Batman's
a
different.
lot of
I
fun.
read Batman.
There you go.
Did you read the stories in them?
Yes.
I only read the two that were female centric.
That's
Uh,
fair.
but I loved both of them.
Yeah.
I thought Power Girl and Punisher in the bar was freaking hilarious.
That was my favorite.
It was my favorite too.
I
But
was even about to say the
Lois
one with
and Mary
Punisher.
Jane were, yeah,
Oh yeah.
they were
There's
great.
some there's
They
some
were
really good
really,
stories in
really
here. They got some like big names in here that worked on some stories. It was really cool. And like I said, the covers were just absolutely insane.
they were out of this world.
There were
Every
some
cover was great.
really, really good ones.
I
So
did
I
not
was
see a bad one. Which I can't say the same for the Deadpool Batman run. There were some that were there were some that were also wow.
I will say that in my opinion, I feel like they took it way more of a variety of stories in Batman Deadpool where they had random combinations. Where this one, I think they focus a little more. There was way more actual Superman and Spider-Man
Yes.
versus just like random. The best story that came out of Batman Deadpool was Captain America and Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best
I
story.
agree. No, I
But
completely agree.
but that has nothing to do with Batman and like Deadpool, which I'm okay with. It worked, but I think that they took a lot more liberty with that one. So I think this one they try to focus a little more, which I appreciate both of them because I love the random team ups with like Dick Grayson and Laura Kinney was really fun.
Yes.
That because I didn't realize how similar they were until reading it, and I just went, "Oh my god, they're two halves of the same brain cell." I never thought of that. They're both just completely silly. And I'm like, yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
All right. Well, that's my pull of the week. What's yours?
That's your
Me.
stuff for the week. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through mine. Not very fast. I already said absolutely.
Do you want to swap the screens?
I gotta swap the screens.
So I can get smaller.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we've got Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yes.
With two variants. The who is this? Oh, the Dodson. Husband and wife. He draws two colors.
That one's so good.
And then this one is Yasmin Putri. Putri. Probably butchering the last name. I loved this one with all the skulls and
so gorgeous. I love
isn't that just gorgeous?
Very like gothic religious kind of esque.
Yes.
Love it.
Because it came out this week and not last week, of course I got the Catwoman Jorge Jimenez. I love how all of these foils have a slight tint to them in the color of whatever the person is. This one's slightly purple. The
Nightwing was blue.
Is just silver, but the Justice League one has kind of like a blue tint, and Harley's has got a pink tint.
Yes.
I haven't seen Poison Ivy's yet. I ordered it, but it supposedly is light green. So I think it's really cool how they did that.
Ivy comes out next week, so the foil will probably come out the following week.
Yeah. 1107 on the detective, and of course I'm getting the symbols for all the titles that I get.
Yeah.
So I love that they put the Batman symbol in the detective and not in the Batman run.
Yes.
Of course, Harley, number 60, Batquin, which it was a strange issue, don't you think?
Yeah. It was.
I'm going to be interested to see where it goes because even she's not. I know Satana killed her. We're not spoiling anything, guys. If you haven't read DCKO, read it. It's great.
If you read it, makes sense.
Satana. She kicks Satana's ass until finally she got Satana to kill her. Because she knew Satana was the stronger opponent. And it was a great issue, sort of. You were kind of like, why did they put these two together? And then Harley was kind of like a shrink for the whole issue. It was kind of funny. Anyway, she gets Satana to kill her. So she's now come back and she has the Alpha and Omega energy that Superman used at the end of DCKO to bring everybody who died in the tournament back, which we all knew they were going to have to do because they killed off 3/4 of, no, they killed off everybody pretty much in their whole catalog. So they had to do something major to bring everybody back. But she came back broken, more broken than normal. And now she's trying to be a silent sentinel, kind of like she's trying to rival Batman a little bit. And she's wearing a bat costume, and she's called herself Batquin. And what do you think of the art? The story, I like Elliott's writing. I don't have any complaints about the story. What did you think of the art in this issue?
It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it.
Okay. That's about where I am too.
Yeah. Like
I'm
it's
hoping, because I really like the art in the interiors before. So
yeah.
I'm hoping, and it was the same artist. So I'm hoping we which is Olivares. No, now I'm gonna have to open this up and actually see the name. Carlos Olivares. And he is, he did the art in the other, up to this point, and it was fine. So I'm not really sure why it seems so jarring to me this month. Anyway, that's my complaint about that. We got the symbol, of course, and the foil, of course.
Yes.
And I did those upside down, which is kind of weird, but okay.
Kind of cool though, because you can just flip
it. The homage to one of the Batman covers. I just thought this was so romantic. I did not know it was an homage until I heard somebody talking about it. But I really liked it. And then, excuse the dot on her face. But I'm trying to get all the Nakayamas,
all the DNA
that he's doing of the characters that I get the comics. And last but not least, International Women's Day.
Perfect.
Justice League 17, which I was going to drop this past week, and I didn't because it was in my box, and I took it home, and I loved the story, so I'm not dropping it. This is how I've been with this Justice League. It's been an up and down ride for me. I'm like, it'll go a couple issues, and I'll be like, this is just not doing it for me. I'm not going to get this title anymore. I need to save some money. It isn't rocking my boat, and then I'll forget to say something like when I make that decision. And then the next month it's in my box because I have a sub to it, and I'll take it home and read it, and it'll be like, oh my God, it's so good. No, I'm not going to drop it. So, also the symbol, and then the Dan Mora. Well, really, really liked.
Very nice.
My Superman, Spider-Man, which is David Telasco, Supergirl, that cat. But I really do think I'm gonna, if they still have it, get the Adam Hughes Supergirl and Spider-Woman. And then, because again, it didn't come out till this week, the Wonder Woman from last week. And then there was Rogue number 3.
How are you liking Rogue still?
I'm enjoying it. I like the fact that even though I didn't read any of the really old stuff in the 70s and 80s on the Evil Mutant Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, I never even pronounce it correctly. I didn't read any of that. I really did not start reading Marvel at all until 3 years ago. Right? Other than like an occasional, I think I got a Blade once in the 90s, and there was a Devil's Reign in the 90s that was like Weapon Zero and Silver Surfer, and it was a crossover with Witchblade, and I got that, but really never been a Marvel girl. And um even though I don't have that history, they've done such a good job of telling this story that I don't need that history, right?
Right.
Whatever part of it I need, they're supplying. They aren't doing what a lot of editors do when they refer to something that happened in the past. Oh, this happened in Avengers number 78. So if
Right.
you really want to know, you got to go find Avengers number
You got
78.
they give you homework.
Right. In this particular case, they're telling the story of something that she doesn't remember. So as she's remembering it, we're learning it. Right.
Yes.
So that makes it really great as far as being able to follow along, even though it's based on something that happened 30, 40 years ago, that
Hmm.
some people might have read when they did this job, right? Um,
Hmm.
and read that comic, would already know. So, and I really enjoy that. I love how they write her Southern accent. And I think
Yes.
I've joked with you that I write a werewolf from the Louisiana Bayou region,
Mm.
and I have incorporated some of the way they write it because I was using the same kind of broken Cajun sounding English, but I was spelling things differently,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so it's really to the point where I would also throw in some French, and I'd have to literally translate in brackets in the text, right? So she's, saying this, and this is what it means, because nobody knows she's saying, right? um Rogue doesn't have that problem. They write her really, really, really well. Her and Remy both are written really well, so you hear it reading the words, you hear that Cajun New Orleans accent as you're
After
reading
a
the
while,
words.
you're able to just kind of like get into her own vernacular.
Yes,
So So I
yes,
think a lot of it is the writing. They do such a good job of you're able to follow the story that even if you don't, you're like, what does that word mean? You can just infer, and then eventually you pick it up and just like add it to like,
exactly. And if you've
yeah,
happened to have watched any of the X-Men cartoons back in the
yes,
90s or the X-Men 97,
so
right?
good.
That Disney redid just a year or two ago, you hear that actress's voice reading,
Yes,
and at least I do. I've always
yes.
been that way. If you're going to laugh, even to this day, depending on the story for Catwoman, I'm either hearing Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yep.
or Adrienne Barbeau
Yeah.
from the animated series, totally depending on what's going on in Selena's life, is which voice I'll
Whichever the
hear.
story.
Yes,
Yeah.
but in my head, I will match that voice that I related to when I was watching it to reading the text. I can do that much more with women than I do with men.
I have a question for you. Which Selena do you hear when reading Sirens?
Um, Probably more Eartha Kitt than anything. Or between Eartha and Adrian, it
Yeah.
flips, right? If you're gonna This sounds so silly. If purring is involved, it's always Eartha.
100%.
And there's certain words that Eartha said that just dripped feline.
Hmm.
And the actress spoke that way. Eartha Kitt actually spoke that way, because if you watch, I think it's either Distinguished Gentleman or Boomerang, one or the other, Eddie Murphy movie from the 90s. And she's a mogul that he ends up working for. and she's doing, I mean, it's, she's in a normal comedy, but she's still purring certain words,
Yep.
right? So, yeah, and anytime she's dealing with Bruce, I hear Michelle Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's fair.
then anytime she's talking to the Rogues Gallery or Holly or anybody else, that's when I hear Adrienne Barbeau. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how it falls for me. But going back to Rogue, I don't know who that actress is. This is the same actress that did her in both the one in the 90s and the most current one. And I love that woman's voice. She does Rogue beautifully. I'd have to look it up.
Katie's gonna kill me.
I
I
did
know
get
it.
the
I
uh
love the cover so much.
this is a lyrics. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
I love lyrics.
Um then for my independence, I got the Betty and Veronica pinup special, which was hilarious. It was full of those 2-line, one from one character, one from the other, innuendo, kind of tongue in cheek, sexual teasing, full of those on
Oh yeah.
almost every other page. Or it was a pinup of one of them in a bathing suit, it was totally worth it for that 85th anniversary special. Feral 21, totally silent. I loved the concept of this comic, that they did this one issue. All the information that they needed to give you, they're in a shelter, like a clinic
Mm-hmm.
shelter. And all
Right.
the information that they needed to give you was either put on a computer screen that was sitting on a desk, or it was the card that sits on a cage,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and that told the story without any of the conversation that we normally get between the cats. So I found that really, really, really an interesting concept, and it really worked for the issue. I can't wait to see where they continue to go with Homeward Bound meets zombie apocalypse, because that's basically what that book is.
Oh my God.
Um, and then of course we just talked about Butcher of Hyde
Yep.
Street, which is so good. I'm surprised you didn't get this one. Ripcord 2. Oh, was
I need
so
to. I
good.
read the first one. The first one was amazing.
Second issue was better than the first.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Love this
I'll get it
character. We
tomorrow
don't
when I'm
even know her name yet, but I love this character. She is
nice.
so badass. She takes on an entire biker gang in this second issue. You have to read it. I won't
Okay.
spoil it. It's very good. And of course, they sold me on Joelle Jones, one of my favorite artists, doing the A
Yes.
covers. So, I'll do, Joelle Jones is definitely in my top 5.
And anything by Ignition has just been so good.
Yes, yes. Just a couple more independents, and then we're down to my back issues, and I'm almost done. Thundercats 25. I bought it
Mm-hmm.
strictly because it's got this gorgeous Chitara on the cover.
Cover's so good.
It was actually a good issue. I knew it was going on, even though I had not read 1 through 24. They did a great job of, again, explaining what was going on without read this, it was really good. It almost made me want to find out what's going to continue to happen. I probably won't do that, but the story really did reach out and grab you. If you're a Thundercats fan, which I am. Last of my independence, last of my actual regular normal polls was number 3 of Tomb Raider, Sacred Artifact. This is
Nice.
good, typical Tomb Raider. This issue was all them, they're in a cave system, lots of obstacles, lots of booby traps. And last panel is, they come out into this big, huge cabin area and see a cult. And we don't have any idea what this cult is doing or anything like that. So I'm not really giving anything away. But because it was, they left it on this like, whoa, what's that's weird, kind of note. So, but they have to wrap it up in one issue. I sometimes get amazed. Do you, when you read a story and they've got to like tie up all these knots and and end the story,
And it's getting close to the end of the wire.
and there's only one issue left, and you're like,
Yeah.
how are they going to do this?
Like, this is either be an epic issue, or they're going to leave out like a bunch of like plot holes, or it's just going to feel rushed.
Exactly.
It makes me nervous.
That I got Moonstar way back last month.
Yep.
Or the beginning of March. And in talking about what we were talking about before, in Moonstar, there were two places where it was like, oh, this happened. And just a sentence. And then the little box from the editor, if you want to know what happened, go read Immortal Thor number 25. And then 2 pages later, this happened. If you want to know what this happened, go read Magic number 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those anal people that I want to know what happened. So
right.
It's part of my obsessive compulsive disorder, right? Not diagnosed with that, but I kind of do have some of those behaviors. My son is certain that I'm autistic like he is, which would make sense that I pass that on. My mom's just like me, so, and him, so totally genetic, 3 generations, right?
I have ADHD, so I got you.
You all had Immortal Thor 25.
Yeah.
I have not read it yet because I didn't have Magic number 10.
You got it.
Yes, this came, and look, Moonstar's there on the cover.
Perfect.
So I got it from Third Eye.
Okay.
Comics in Maryland. Shout out to Third Eye. Cover price, I did pay shipping, but I'm okay with that. So now I have both, so I'll be able to read those. And then last but not least, about a month ago, so going to my mom's every Wednesday, my routine is I leave the house, I stop at the gas station, head to Ashburn, hit the comic store, get my comics, hang out with my friends, chat, and then I head to my mother's. And I have to drive through Vienna to do that. So if there's something that I'm looking for that is older, and you guys, I've looked in your boxes and y'all don't have it, I will stop in Big Planet in Vienna because I have to drive right past their store.
Makes sense.
So about a month ago, I was in there and I was looking through all of their boxes, for their past issues, looking for Gotham City Sirens, is actually because I'm trying to collect those 24 issues. But they didn't have any. Actually, they had one, but that I showed off weeks ago. They also had a number 1 of Gotham Girls, which was done in 2002 by a writer named Story. The last name is Story. I would have to open it and look at the first name. I haven't read it yet. Anyway, I got that about a month ago, showed it off the day I got it. Well, then I found out, looked it up, and it's a 5-issue run.
Uh-oh.
So you guys, of course, did not have it. So nobody had any of these issues. So I found them at auction, and I was able to get 2, 4, and 5 from one person for $15.
Not bad.
So I got.
You're just missing 3.
Right. I got 2.
That's so pretty.
And then I got 4, Renee Montoya.
Yep.
And then 5, Miss Batgirl.
Nice.
I have number 3 coming. It's not here yet.
Okay.
And I got that from a separate seller. And $349. That's what I paid for the number 3. So, but it was some store out in Texas. Hip Comic. I just, look at the auctions and the things on sale and stuff like that. So I was able to get them all. And that is it for my comics. Last night, Gary's showcase, if you end up watching that on Monday, I would totally suggest when he comes up, it's like a 10-minute little segment that they do at the end of their show on Saturday night, and then they replay it on Monday. He pulled all these Catwoman covers, Catwoman issues, one shots and stuff to see if I had them. But because I was there, and he was like Catwoman. It was so funny. He was doing this meow meow and this keyword, and of course everybody knew it was going to be Catwoman. So he showed, I want to say 8 issues, right? I did not have 4 of them.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my God. The first one was Batman, Catwoman, Trail of the Gun, which was a two-shot. And then there was an election night one that was a one-shot. And then there was, where is it? Hold on here. I know I wrote it down. Anyway, I guess I threw the piece of paper away. Anyway, I wrote them all down, and I was able to find all 4 of them this morning. So all, normal prices. I didn't have to pay, a lot for any of them. But I was like, yay, I've got new single issues that I didn't even know existed. Because that's kind of where I'm at now, is trying to find those little one-shots or mini series that might have come out in the from 2000 forward that I might not know about or haven't been collected. None of them have been in one of her collections, which is how I found out about a lot of the older issues, right? So I'm gonna move us back to side by side. There we go. So yeah, it's so I love it when people show me things like that. So oh yeah, cool, something else to add to that. So I have this, I have all the runs, and then I have the Batman Catwoman series, the 12-issue series, 13 technically. And then I did Gotham War, right, which is that little crossover. So I have those, and I have all these little dividers in my boxes. And so I have all the series. I have dividers for those 2 things, the Batman Catwoman and the Gotham War. And then the other one is just Catwoman Universe. And it's like all those one-shots, or like the Lois Lanes that she was just in for a couple of issues, or she was in an issue of Wonder Woman back in the 90s,
That sounds right. Yeah.
I kind of throw those all in that area of the box. All right, Miss Krysta, now I'm going to give you the floor again, because
oh my goodness,
it's all about GalaxyCon, and you let me know. I'm going to be pulling up the graphics here. So
for you guys to let you guys know, I sent Liz pictures just a few of the pictures that I took. I'm not going to bore you with a whole
the whole roll, right?
The whole thing. I'm a huge picture taker, so I took a ton of pictures. I'm just going to show you guys a couple of cool ones. Yeah, GalaxyCon was really cool.
Which one do you want me to start with?
Ooh, well, so I go all weekend. So I go from Thursday all the way to Sunday.
Okay.
And I have friends that I help out while I'm at the con, so it tends to take over Monday as well for me. So I'm gone for a while. But this year we found out that Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, Clerks, were going to be there. And as some of you guys know, us at Comic Logic at the shop, we had a Clerks Day. So where we all dressed up as clerks, and me and John were Jay and Silent Bob. One guessed who I was. Of course, I was Jay. So we were trying
entertaining new comic book day presentation. I mean, even down to you could see John doing Silent Bob with the way he moved the phone or the.
Oh, that was the whole thing. Him and I talked very long about trying to get that right. I came up with the idea of the outfits. He came up with the idea of doing how to do the morning video. We went back and forth and collaborated on different things. A lot of it was his idea. And so here's Here's a shot of us.
Jason Mewes, Rob from Comic Logic, and Krysta.
So we managed to get them for, so John and Rob managed to run away for one day. So we managed to get a picture with Jay, which was really, he's so nice. Yeah, I got some selfies with him. He loved the cosplay. I don't think a lot of people were cosplaying Jay, so he was really excited. I actually went back to his,
that one of all of you with them. This one.
Yeah. So he was so chill. I actually went back and hung out with him a couple of times. He's just so chill.
This was the one that I think I like the best.
Well, there's a fun story. There's a story about this one.
Jason's face. You can tell Jason's had a long day.
He was just making that face with everybody. He's like genuinely so sweet, but then he gets into character.
Face. I mean, absolutely. This is another great one of you all.
I love that one.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin is, I have never met him, but I have just heard wonderful things. His eyes there and Jay sticking out.
Yeah, they were just cheesing. Well, it's crazy because Kevin was only doing autographs. He was just doing straight autographs.
Okay.
It was cash only. And the line, I had a VIP pass. Like I paid extra for the big line or for the big pass. And it took me almost 3 hours to get through his line. It was insane. But as I got closer and you talked to like the handler and stuff, they were telling us that he's a talker. So that's why he's taking so much time to really talk with everybody. So they were putting it on us. They were like, so you're going to need to like move along so we can get more people to see him, to respect everybody. And I'm like, I'm not cutting off Kevin Smith.
No, yeah.
If he wants to talk to me, he's going to talk to me. But I brought a comic and then for him to sign, and I brought a poster for John because John couldn't go.
You told me about the poster at the store.
Yeah. So John has completed his journey. He has all the clerks have now signed his poster. It's awesome. So that was my mission. Was
did you have Kevin sign?
How what?
Which comic did you have him sign?
Are you guys ready?
Yes. Oh, nice. Look at that. You got to I heart you. Oh my gosh.
So
I brought the Archie, the Jay and Silent Bob with the Archie.
I thought about it. I went through all the different comics and I was like, this is my favorite one because it's got big Christ.
That's your favorite, yeah.
So I had to do it. But it's funny when I got up to Kevin, like he's just so nice. Like he's like, hi, what's your name? And like, how are you doing today? And I was like, oh, I wasn't prepared for a real person. I was ready for like, hi, how are you? Sign, move along.
Yeah.
But he takes time. He's so approachable. And he also is very soft spoken. So he takes time with everybody and it's a personal conversation. And we chatted about the shop. Like I was like, I'm a huge fan of like your stuff. I work at a comic book shop. You're a huge reason why my shop is, exists and why I'm into comics. And I was wearing my beanie and he's like, oh, is that the name of your shop? And I was like, actually, yes, it is. I bought a beanie from our shop and I gave him a beanie. And I gave him some merch from our shop and some exclusive stuff from our shop. And I was like, hey, so now you're a member of our shop.
Yeah.
And he was just so excited. He gave me a big hug. And then we were just chatting about our shops, about Secret Stash, his shop in Jersey, how he wishes he could go there more often. Right. And just after chatting with us, he's like, man, all right, I have some time coming up soon. Maybe I'm going to try to see if I can sneak over to Secret Stash and kind of work with them a little bit. And I was like, you should.
Yeah, totally should.
And then it was funny.
Wouldn't that be a coup for Comic Logic?
Be real cool. Well, he's got our merch now. He knows we exist. He knows where we are.
Absolutely. And he's seen that. Did you show him? I know you showed Jason the video.
I utilized the time I had with him. I showed him all the pictures while he was signing. I pulled out my phone and I was showing him like all the videos and pictures of like us with Jay the day before.
What do you think? I told you he would probably love it.
Oh, he thought it was hysterical. He was like, that's awesome. Like, me and John, he started laughing. He was like, that's amazing. And And then he gave me a hug, and he was like, "It was nice to meet you." I was like, "It was nice to meet you too." And then he was like, "Am I going to see you at the photo op later, like our meet and greet?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, no. I didn't have enough money for it. I can only afford one thing, but I'm just really happy I got a chance to meet you. It was really important to me. So thank you so much for this and for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day." And he just stared at me, and I was like, "Uh-oh, what did I do?" And he was like, "Pull your phone out." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "What's happening?" And he was like, "Pull your phone out." And then he just walked over to Jay, and and he was like, "Hey, Mewes, come here." And the two of them just came around me, and Kevin just grabbed my phone, and we just took a bunch of selfies. He didn't charge me for it. He didn't make a deal out of it or anything. It was just a nice little gift for me, where he handed me my phone back. Jay patted my shoulder and walked back over to his booth. And then Kevin gave me another hug, and he was like, "Have a wonderful day." And then I walked out, and then I
You
immediately started crying.
floated out, I bet. You floated out.
I was crying. You would have thought that, like, I don't even know. I walked out because he was in a curtain. He was kind of curtain. He was in like a tent. So
Yeah.
I walked out, and all the people who have been in line and everything were just staring at me, and I'm just like holding my comic and like tearing because I was like, "What just happened?" It was amazing.
And you did the
He's
panels too, because I'm going to show these off.
yeah.
And
That was
here's Krysta here, down here
that's
in the front.
I'm in the very front in the red and black. That's the Hayden Christensen panel I went to the night before. Look at how many people were in that room.
That does not surprise me. He
Yeah.
and Rosario Dawson and the gal who played uh Ren
Yep.
on were all at AwesomeCom 2 years ago.
Yes.
And the line for him and Rosario were ridiculous.
I was in
We
those
did not
lines.
stay for the panel, but Ren's panel, the act oh, excuse me.
Mhm.
The actress who plays Ren,
Yep.
Sabine Wren, knew the name was escaping me. Uh we sat Will and I sat through her panel, and she was incredible, and it was full. They did like a thing where you could
Uh,
go up to the microphone and ask questions,
yeah.
and the line went completely around the room and out.
They didn't even bother having audience questions for Hayden. They literally just had a moderator ask questions, and we weren't asking any questions. But
Um,
that's
there's just
that's the J panel.
that. I love that. He's such a look on his face.
He's so funny. He's just it's interesting how he is such a sweetheart. Like he's been through
This is
so
another
much.
good one too.
He talked a lot about he talked a lot about again about comics and Secret Stash, which was cool. He talked a lot about Chasing Amy and a little bit about Dogma, and of course all the Clerks movies and the Jane Silent Bob animated show that I wish continued, and he
Yeah.
does too. But a lot of his panel actually felt a lot like his stand-up. It was funny. There was a
Okay.
kid. There was one little kid in the audience, so he kept having to censor himself. And the mom of the kid just kept being like, "Oh, it's fine." And he's like, "I don't think that's good parenting if you're telling me."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
So, what's your favorite out of all of the Kevin Smith movies? What's your favorite?
Oh
What's
my!
your favorite?
I mean, I love so many of them.
They're all amazing. I mean,
I will.
he does not have a movie that isn't, in my opinion, 4 stars and above. He did not make a movie. Even Mallrats was good, especially because
I love
Mallrats
Walrus.
is like
So
an
iconic.
homage to our generation who grew up
Yeah.
at malls.
Oh yeah.
Right? If you weren't at the mall with your group of friends, you were at the ice skating rink or the
Yeah.
roller rink with your friends.
Oh yeah.
That's what we did. We didn't have cell phones, and concerts were, only basically, only a couple in the winter, and then you go to the festival thingies on during the summer, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was a different world. Um but he's done so many. I know what my favorite is, but I'm interested. I'll say which mine is after you answer the question. Like if you had to put them in, if you had to give them 1 through 5, and the
And
1 being your top, and the 5 being the lowest out of the top
oh
5.
my gosh. You know what? Chasing Amy might be 5.
Okay.
Maybe no, Tusk. Tusk and then Chasing Amy, maybe Clerks and then Clerks 2 because I love Clerks 2. And then I have to say number 1 is going to be Dogma.
Dogma's my number 1.
I love Dogma so much. That may have been my actual introduction to Jay and Silent Bob. I think actually was Dogma. I think I saw that before Clerks.
Yeah.
When I watched Dogma when I was way too young, and I
love the thing about how, they know the little disclaimer at the very beginning where it's like, we know God has a sense, we don't mean to offend anybody. We know God has a sense of humor. Just look at the platypus. And then it goes into no offense to any platypuses anywhere.
That had such a Monty Python vibe to that opening. Oh yeah. But I mean,
number 1.
But I mean, the comic I even got signed was like a Dogma reference.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
With Alan Rickman.
Yes, that's the Metatron.
Metatron. So for me,
yeah, what are your 5?
It would be Chasing Amy, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Ooh,
the original Clerks.
That may be tied with number 2 for me.
Dogma. So
solid.
I've never seen Tusk. I'm gonna have to go look at that. When you said that, I didn't even know what it was. I'm gonna have to.
It's you may not be happy with me after you watch it.
Okay.
It's a body horror.
Oh yeah, I might pass on that then.
Yeah. I'm like,
I don't know if it's for you. Really funny. I can read horror, no problem. I am not a watch horror person.
That's fair. I love horror.
I like psychological drama. So in the 80s, they made this movie called The Hitcher.
Yes.
And they redid it a few years ago. And there was such a difference between the remake and the original. So the original, Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer, in 2 of the best performances either one has ever given. I can't even remember who the name was, but even she was good. They didn't show anything, really. I mean, there was all this psychological horror, but it was like flashes. And then the screen would cut out before, like there's a scene where he's eating French fries, right? And he brings it for you. You see him lift a fry. It's a French fry when it comes up off the plate in his hand. But when it gets to his mouth, it's his girlfriend's finger. Right? And he immediately drops it. But they only give you a flash, like a 10-second flash of that finger. Right. And anytime Rutger Hauer is going to do something to them, it leads right up to it, and then the screen cuts away to something else, and it's all the music and everything that builds up the drama, right? Whereas in the remake, even the big scene at the end where the girl is strapped between the back of the semi and the car and the cab. I don't know if they did that in the remake. I have only seen parts of the remake, but
I haven't seen the remake.
You know, in the original, it's the climax of the movie, and you're wondering if he's going to save her, and he doesn't save her. But they don't show you the semi ripping her in half. In today's movie, they would show that to you.
Oh yeah.
Right? And to me, they like lost something in that retelling by providing all the gore, because your own imagination can add more to that than any CGI special effect can.
Well, it's like
Horror
favorite.
movies have gotten so I can't. They keep me up, but I can read it and it not bother me. So
Well, that's fair. Well, it's like my favorite Stephen King story of all time is one of his short stories.
Ooh.
It's called The Boogeyman.
Oh, it was so good.
And one of the best parts of that story, it's a short story,
Mhm.
and it's terrifying because he never tells you what the boogeyman looks like.
Right.
The boogeyman is attacking this family. It is hiding in the dead of night and stealing them and making this man go crazy because his family members are just disappearing,
Yep.
what have you. And at the very end of the story, like at the very end, what happens for anyone who hasn't read it came out like 30 years ago, but still.
Yeah.
But
But you never
you
know
never
what
get a
he looks
description of
like.
what
The
the
boogeyman could be hiding in your closet.
because the boogeyman, what's terrifying to you is not terrifying to somebody else. So if he was like, oh, the boogeyman is like a giant, like
10 tentacled monster.
yeah, a giant Cthulhu monster, you're just kind of like, okay, that's kind of lame.
If
Or
you're
like it's a giant
terrified of
angry like
Cthulhu
lion
monsters,
monster.
that's going to be a boogeyman. But if you think tentacles are kind of cool and those Cthulhus are kind of cute, it's not going to be a boogeyman. And
Your
that's
own
kind of like
imagination.
the what is it? The Bogart concept in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Whatever is
Yeah.
going to come out of that wardrobe
Whatever's
is your personal nightmare. It is
100%.
not going to be my nightmare.
Exactly.
So what's going to come out to scare us is going to be different. And I love that idea because our own minds can just just kind of. But back to Kevin and Jason and GalaxyCon. So you shared some other stuff, not pictures with me, but you on your personal Facebook.
Mhm.
Those of us who are privileged enough to be your friend.
Sorry,
Um,
guys, it's private.
Tell us about the show, Saturday night show, because the pictures you shared were just it looked like it was just amazing.
Oh, his panel?
Was it a cosplay?
Oh, you're talking about the after dark shows.
Yes, yes. Do you
So,
always go to like the
yes.
events on Saturday night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So so in the evenings of GalaxyCon, which are my favorite part, so the floor usually closes around like 6 or 7, and it's perfect because that's a time where I always get a hotel like across the street. I go back to the hotel and I grab like a snack or something to eat and kind of change out of my cosplay or whatever I'm doing for the day. Go back over because that's when the evening stuff starts. And
Okay.
so they have like a costume contest. They'll have an adult costume contest, which is where it gets a little more risky and spicy.
I saw the little burlesque chick that
And
she looked like she was dressed as Red Sonja, and
yeah,
she was getting a little, she was doing a little burlesque.
and there's a full burlesque show. There's an actual burlesque show. So they have professional burlesque performers who go around every single year. I've met most of them and know a lot of them. They're actually so nice. And
Wenatchee actually has its very own burlesque troupe. This tiny little valley town of
so cool.
15,000 people, and a gal whose name also happens to be Liz. Liz number 2. We used to joke at our yoga studio with the little thing 1 and thing 2 from Dr.
Oh,
Seuss.
cute.
It would be Liz 1, Liz 2. She
Yeah.
spells hers YZZ, which I think is so cool. But anyway, she does it, and she loves it. And
It looks like so much fun.
like 40. She's in her 40s, and
Yeah.
the group they just have so much fun, and they have a huge following in Wenatchee. So
yeah,
love burlesque dancing.
Yeah, they have a really good thing, and it's usually and they're all nerds, just like we are. So they do like cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like fun, pretty outfits to do whatever with. They actually have like a theme. Like the host of the show, she was Lady Loki. And
Oh,
she made the
I think
entire
I saw the picture you shared of her. Okay.
she was cosplayed as Lady Loki, and she made the entire audience call her mommy. So she was like, here are the rules. If you understand the rules, say yes, mommy. If you guys are ready for the next performer, say yes, mommy. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh,
her.
that's
I've met her.
hilarious.
She's so fun. I love her so much. I've met her in real life, and
So
she's
what
so
character
good.
won for best cosplay?
I believe it was a Zelda.
Ooh.
So for the standard cosplay, and then for the 18 plus spicy cosplay, it was, oh my gosh, let me check. Because I took photos, but I'm not sending them to you guys
No, yeah,
because
that's fine.
they're not family friendly.
Yeah, no, we don't. We don't want to get banned or censored by YouTube, so we won't be sharing any of those. But I'm still curious on who won
Yeah,
and
I'm
what
trying to, let
character they were dressed as.
me see, go through my photos. It was, oh, that's right. So it was someone dressed up as a Ghostface from Scream.
Oh,
And it was
oh,
all
Scream.
pink and rhinestoney.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh,
they
that
had
was
like a
amazing.
bright hot pink like a bedazzled blade that was like bleeding like jewels, and
Oh my
they
gosh.
were all kinds of covered in rhinestones and like pink rhinestones, and with a ghost face mask on. It was everything.
Oh my gosh. You'll have to
Yeah.
show me those pictures in
Oh, I
person.
will. Oh, I will.
Yeah, no, that sounds absolutely amazing. I will have to go with you sometime because
I go every
I
year.
may
I
go
go
every
every year.
year. So maybe next year it'll be. This year is going to be Baltimore. Maybe next year I'll be able to go to Richmond.
If you're
Probably
able to go,
couldn't do
maybe
the
we can
whole
do like,
weekend, but I could at least do like Friday, Saturday. You
even
know.
if you go for one day, maybe the two of us can go live while we're there, and we can
Oh,
take all you guys with us.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Heck, we might be big enough next year. We could get a table.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? I would love that if we got big enough to had enough uh streamers. So yeah, everybody, hit that like button, hit the subscribe,
Help us get
hit
to
the
GalaxyCon.
share. GalaxyCon 2027, here we come.
Woo!
We did miss you last week. I don't know if you heard. Dan set a record.
I heard.
2 hours and 22 minutes. It
Woo!
was a
Very proud
great
of you guys.
show. Yeah, no, he was very entertaining, and we'll definitely have to have him on again when you can be with us.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, no, we got a lot of ground covered. He had a lot of great picks. He had his rack all full, that sits behind him. He had it all full of female characters, and I think it's really interesting that everybody that's been on of the older guys have
Mm-hmm.
all listed the same two women, Gail Simone and Louise Stevenson. No, Simonson. Louise Simonson
I mean,
as,
good women.
two of their, they're right up there. And I think that they're two that have been writing the longest. I could be wrong
Yeah.
about that. I'd have to research that to be certain. But aside from Ramona, who had been writing back in the '60s, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, but no, I did find it interesting that, and I think it's because they're both so prolific. As far as
Yeah.
there's a lot of these other women writers that have come up, say in the last 15 years forward, um, they're starting to get prolific. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're starting to make their like G. Willow Wilson is moved on from Poison Ivy to now she's what does she write? Is she writing The Rogue? No, what is she writing? Um right off the top of my head. I'm getting it. You would think I know what it is.
Gosh.
Um my brain is just frazzled from today.
I feel ya.
Um,
It has been quite a
100% I
day.
can get back to everybody next week to finish my thought of what, because my train of thought just hit that hiccup, right? Um, but I do think it's interesting that they've picked a lot of the same women as both writers and artists. And I do love to see that more and more. Like it makes me smile when I pick up a comic that I might not even be reading, or it's just a random title that I'd never heard of before. But you look down and you recognize the woman's name who's writing it, or you recognize the
Mhm.
woman's name who's drawing it, and um, which can actually make me want to pick it up and see if, like I probably wouldn't have read Ripcord if Joelle Jones hadn't been drawing wolves on the cover, because I of course love anything to do with wolves, and then I love her art. So um, yeah, anyway, I'm glad you had a great time at GalaxyCon. I'm glad you didn't get sick this year.
Yes.
You
I got
were, oh my God,
really, really
not
bad
trying to
crud last
that
year.
last year.
Yeah, last year was absolutely horrible with me getting the crud.
And
Um,
and you got to spend that amazing time with Jason and Kevin.
yeah.
And I love that video you shared of the wedding. And I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, what on earth makes Kevin Smith able to marry two people in Richmond, Virginia?
Yeah. So for those of
But
you
then
who
he
don't
said
know,
it at the end, the Universal Church of something, and I was like, oh, okay, he actually got himself ordained in that internet church.
yeah, so for those of you who don't know, what Liz is talking about is that at Kevin Smith's panel on Saturday evening, he officiated a wedding live on stage. I actually met the couple standing in line for the autograph, so I knew them.
Oh my
So
God.
we were like hanging out. They had a remote control life size chopper from Star Wars Rebels, and they were huge Star Wars fans and stuff, but they had a whole bunch of like clerk stuff to get signed. They went in. I didn't see their conversation with Kevin, but according to Kevin, they came up to his autograph and said, "Hey, we want to invite you to our wedding. It'd be cool if you could like officiate it, but we would love you to come to our wedding. You're probably gonna say no, but we want to officiate." And he was like, but apparently it was implied that they'd already been married. They're just like, it'd be cool if you could marry us. And he just went, "Are you coming to my panel later?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right, I'm going to see you guys at my panel." And he just brought them up at the end of the panel. And he's like, these kids are getting married. So he officiated the wedding. The video itself, I took a video of the entire thing. It was like 7 minutes long. He's long-winded, but he gave a beautiful
He
moment of like
he
the
did,
meaning of love.
and then he did the ring, and it was so perfect, just so
That was
perfect.
my favorite
I'm
part.
sure you're not the only person, given what was going on. I am
Yeah.
sure you're not the only person that took a video.
Oh,
And
no,
I'm
no, no.
sure if people go on YouTube or Facebook, you can do a search. And I would imagine that if it's not already up, that by sometime early this week, there will be a video of
I
that.
know I think GalaxyCon recorded it, so they may even post
Yeah,
it themselves. So if you give it like a week or so, you'll probably find it online. It's
that's
worth
what I'm thinking
watching.
too.
It was just so cool to say that I attended a wedding that Kevin Smith officiated.
That is, yeah, you were a guest at a Kevin Smith wedding. Go
Yeah,
figure.
I had front row, so
I,
I had front row
I'm
to a wedding.
kind of like jealous fangirling over here because yeah, I've been a fan
It's
of
crazy.
both of them since we all were in our 20s.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You
And
were
just
a child.
to find out that they're just genuinely like the
Oh,
sweetest human beings.
I've seen so many interviews with them and I've watched their
Yeah.
podcast. And so you kind of already know that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I didn't think they
Um,
would be
they are
rude or
just
anything.
so normal, right? They're
They're
like
very
two people
conversational.
that Hollywood has not, I don't want to say
Broken.
jaded
They haven't broken them.
because Jason has not had an easy time with fame,
No.
right? But
He
At
talked
the
about that at his
same
panel.
time, they are so real.
Yes.
You know a Kevin and a Jason from your high school. Every
Mhm.
single one of us knows a Jason and a Kevin, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows a Jay and a Silent Bob for that matter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Those two
Very much so.
guys or girls that hung out, and one did all the talking, and the other one kind of just nodded along. I was always the talker, of course.
I'm usually the talker with my friends, so I'm usually the Jay.
Yeah. But I mean, even before Jay and Silent Bob were a thing, I mean, they're just and they're not their personas. They're,
No,
Kevin Smith can speak quite eloquently.
that was the name of his panel. Was Silent Bob
And
Speaks.
Jason is not quite as vulgar as Jay.
No,
Oh, excuse me.
bless you.
Both are devoted fathers, husbands, you know. But at the same time, you can relate to their characters, but you can relate to them. I've not ever seen them do anything like an interview or a podcast or like when Kevin's on Bill Maher or something like that where they aren't real. Like you couldn't see them in your neighbor, somebody that you'd see at the at the pub, you know. So, and I think that that's what makes them so appealing.
What's really cool is at Kevin's panel when he opened it up to the audience so we could ask questions. The very first question at his panel was this woman saying, "So in a lot of your movies, they tend to be a little bit kind of dude bro, kind of centric, but the women are always the most powerful, the strongest, and almost the heroes of like all of his stories. He writes
Always the
strong women and like Rosario Dawson in Clerks is like the most
or
badass character.
Linda Florentine in Dogma.
Dogma.
I mean,
God is a woman.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette.
Literally always.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to Kevin having such an amazing relationship with his mother. And he talks about how strong she was and how she kept their family together. And she was really the glue. I mean, he had a good relationship with his dad. He's totally from a typical normal suburban family, right? But he talks about his mother like she's I'm going to say a domestic goddess, but she raised her kids, she held a job, but she taught him to respect. And maybe it's not even something that she taught him. Obviously I can't speak for him, but whatever she did right, because everything he has ever done is, as you say, the men might be boys who haven't grown up yet, right? And bumbling and potheads and silly. Almost every female character he has ever put on film has been powerful, strong, the one who gets shit done, the smartest one in the room of whatever they happen to be in, right? And I really think that is a sign of how great his mom raised him, that he sees that women are a lot more than we're given credit for in society.
You want to know something? You want to know something hilarious, Liz? That's almost verbatim what he said.
Really?
As his response. That's why I'm like sitting back. I'm gonna let you finish because I'm like, yeah, it's like you were at the panel. I'm not even kidding.
No,
he literally, like, as soon as the woman asked the question, yeah, that's what he said. He was like, well, my mom is a beast. Like his mom passed away last year, last year. So he took a couple of seconds to kind of get through the first part of him explaining. It took 30 minutes to answer that question. This man is long-winded.
I can believe it. I can
the
believe it.
panel was an hour and it was supposed to be an hour. It was about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes because
Okay.
of the wedding at the end. And also he took time to answer the questions. But yeah, he contributed or attributed to his mom about how amazing his mom was, and about his wife and how amazing like his daughter is. So he went on to talk about all the amazing women in his life, all the amazing women, even in media and like in movies and TV shows and comics, like Carrie Fisher. He brought up like all these amazing women.
Mhm.
He's like, I don't understand why women aren't more in charge, and I don't understand why we don't. He's like, I just write women. If you see them as like big and powerful, and I rate them special, I don't. I just write women how I see them, and I'm just like, you get it.
Yeah,
But
I
it's all
changed
his
some of what
mom.
I said on things that I heard him say on Shannon Doherty's podcast shortly because he was a guest about a
Yeah,
month and a half before she passed.
yeah, not too
And he
long.
did actually their show. The show was actually two shows because they did so much talking that she had to break it out into two appearances. And
He's a talker. Hence
but
the
he talked
3 hour
about
line
that.
for the panel.
Yeah, and he talked because she talked about how much she loved the character that he wrote for her in Mallrats, and how coming off of Heather's, and and how he really gave her an opportunity to play, this strong character long before Brenda.
Yeah,
Or no, I think she had already been Brenda at that point, but she was, because I remember him talking about being awestruck when she came into audition. That it was, oh my God, Brenda Walsh! I was used to watch Brenda Walsh on
he's
TV.
such a fanboy. They're both
Yes,
so ever. Oh my god, he
yes,
is such a fanboy. He even kept saying that because someone I thanked him for coming to the con when I saw him, and so many people had said like it's amazing for you to come to this con, like because it's kind of smaller compared to what you normally go to. And
right.
he's like, sometimes he gets a little overwhelmed at larger cons. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's big, small, domestic, international, every con matters. Cause everybody matters. I want to see people. And he's like, but also at this con, I thought it was going to be a little more chill. And he's like, I got Boba Fett. I got like all the Superman around. And like Brandon Routh and Tom Welling were all there, like across from him. So he's like, this is crazy.
Wow.
So
So
he
he
was
had
getting,
some Smallville characters there too.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Um.
the cast of the Flash, the CW Flash were there. So like Grant Gustin and all them were there. There were a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ming-Na Wen and Tamara Morrison from Book of Boba Fett were there.
I
It was
I
like I
Yeah,
met
you
both
you
of
had
them and went to their
posted,
panel.
yeah, yeah, you had posted a video about that. Um,
It was
Ming-Na I love her so much. I've been a fan of
Ming-Na
hers
Wen
since
is
Dark.
gorgeous
Yeah,
inside and out.
and she's my age, and she does not look a day over, like, literally, she doesn't look any different today than she did when she did the Joy Luck Club.
I even mentioned the Joy Luck Club to her because that's one of my favorite movies. I love that you know that movie. I
Oh,
mentioned that to her when I went got an autograph from her. Is I because she wasn't doing selfies. And I just got my sister got like a quick autograph, but I just walked up to her and I was like, I love the Joy Luck Club. I just want you to know how important that movie is. And she got all excited. But she acts like a teenager. She's so like super hyper and so much
mhm.
energy. It's
Yeah,
amazing. She looks amazing. She
I
looks so
follow her on
gorgeous.
Instagram, and she, like,
She's
as
hyper.
if
She's
she's
hyper
following
looking.
this bird that's been making a nest in the plant in front of her front door, and she's like, "I want to repot this plant, but I can't. I can't move it." I mean, she's just so, again, one of those people that's so real that
Yeah.
when
Oh
you
yeah.
see those little glimpses into their life, they aren't that Hollywood star. They're normal, everyday people. And I think it's great. That's, I think, what's really great about social media. It's like, everybody talks about the negatives about social media, right? And there are a lot of negatives. But one of the positives is that, for me, is that it has shown the world that even all these people that we've put on pedestals, whether they asked to be put on pedestals or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Social media has allowed us glimpses into their lives to show us that they aren't statues on
They're
pedestals. They're
human.
normal, everyday humans, just like we are, right? They have bad days, good days, days where they hate how they look, days that they think they look amazing. They have days that are
Yeah.
so, you know, they are totally normal. And we get the privilege because of social media of getting those glimpses, which I think is actually healthier than back in the 80s and 90s and stuff, where all we were seeing is
What was
that
in the newspaper?
award ceremonies and in the magazines. And the only time you got a glimpse of them in normal lives is when they're completely in sweats and sunglasses and a hat like yours down over their eyes because they're hiding who they are, right?
Yeah. I
And
do. There's definitely good and there's bad. There's definitely good in us actually seeing that they're real people, and we need to respect them as real people, but also like,
absolutely, I
and
think
that's
that
I think the
yeah,
respect level, especially with everything going on in the news right now with like different celebrities doing different things. I definitely think that is a factor where like one of the negatives is like, where's the line of we're getting too much information, we're too involved in their life.
no, I completely agree with you. And I think that
Sometimes people overshare and sometimes people over like dive into people's info.
well, yeah, and
It's
then you
nice to
have
see that they're
those
human.
people who leap on everything somebody says or
Yeah.
does. I prefer to keep, a little distance between me and my idols. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I respect everybody's life. I don't want to be you don't need me in your face. You have thousands of other people in your face, right? I'm just grateful for that little glimpse that you give me, and I don't care what their beliefs. Believe whatever you want. Love whoever you know what I mean. That's how I feel about it, right?
Sometimes it's kind of nice to live in ignorance, just being like, I like the celebrity. Or I like what you share with us, but I don't need to know who you are personally because the personal versus the professional may be different.
Right.
You know what? So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're saying. It's kind of like, oh my God, like I love this person's like filmography or discography or what have you. But like if I get to know the actual person, you may be a monster. And that's happened to me many, many, many times.
Yeah, I guess I, knock on wood, have been really lucky that that hasn't happened to me. I haven't met very many people that were not, I mean, I have met people that were not nice. Um, that we all do. That
Oh
is
yeah.
life. I do think that there's a lot of oversharing, and I
Yes.
do think that we, and when I say we, I mean the general public, not me
Oh
and
yeah.
Krista, who are very respectful of boundaries. Um, so many people don't respect boundaries anymore. And
Yes.
if so, like here we are, right? We're putting ourselves out there,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're not giving all of our information away, but we're putting themselves out there. But I still expect a boundary to be maintained between my personal life and what we're doing here online, right?
Hence me sharing photos, but not access to my Facebook or any
Exactly.
of my other social
And
medias if I
why I
have
worked
any.
so hard to move us on to a thing that I didn't have to share on my Facebook all the time.
Correct.
Because there are things that people might not agree with me with, which is fine. That's the beauty of America. We don't have to agree on everything. But we've become so polarized as a society that it's like somehow if you don't agree, the other side is somehow bad. And I
Right.
don't want that negativity in my life, because just because you might not agree with me on whatever doesn't mean that that changes my opinion of you. That's the beauty of a mind. We don't think alike. We have our
Right.
own independent intellects, and we can make our own decisions. And yes, like minded people tend to be drawn to like minded people, but yeah, keep the window little. That's what I like. I like those little glimpses,
That's fair.
and the rest, yeah, because I don't want to be one of those people. I don't like the people who are spewing hate and just because somebody posted something. I just find that such a waste of energy and don't
That's
understand
my
why
thing.
people feel
It's
the need to be able to. But as you know, we've always said for the last 20 years that we've had the internet, the anonymity of the screen gives people leave to do things that they wouldn't do in person, which is sad. Um, anyway, I guess we can wrap this up. We are. Anything
on
else
that
to talk
happy
about
note.
with from GalaxyCon as we go back to the main subject?
Yeah,
Um,
it was a lot of fun. I'm sad I couldn't log on with y'all while I was down there. I tried and just schedules
yeah,
and
I knew that
just
it was going to be
crazy.
iffy, and I had told Dan that ahead of time, and he was like, "Ah, we got it. We missed you terribly, though."
I
But
wish
yeah,
I
I
could have been
knew
on.
you had said that you weren't sure you were going to be able to log in, and I was figured that internet was probably spotty, and
Yeah,
that you were probably exhausted come Sunday night after a
I
third
was.
day.
Sunday evening, I was
Yeah,
struggling and I was trying to log on and I was
and
like, oh,
after I think I
like from
really,
inside the
yeah,
convention.
yeah,
It was crazy.
totally getcha. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. Check back with us next week. I'm not sure who we've got several people in the pipeline. Like I said, Sunny Kruger, Sal wants to come back. Gary wants to come back. Mike Harbor, Mike and Rob both are going to be towards the end of April because of their
Ooh,
personal schedules. Um,
fun.
I want to ask Vince, but he's so shy. I'm not sure he'd come on.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but just if you're watching, Vince, we do love you, and
Love
we
you,
know you're
Vince.
shy. Yes, yes, and don't think that we don't want you. But yeah, I'm so it's probably going to be something interesting next week, but we tend to not know that until Wednesdays.
We do not divulge our secrets.
So we
Gotta
usually
stay
don't make our
tuned.
decisions until new comic book day. Um, I'm excited for new month to start, new issues to come down.
Yeah, what are you excited for coming out next week?
Absolute Batman. And Nice House by the Sea, number 9.
Nice, nice.
And then I think Moonstar's coming out.
The
And
new
maybe Beauty. I'm not sure about the Ignition presses because they're like on an every other month. Some of them are monthly, some of them are every other month.
that's
Um,
fair.
I would say Absolute Batman, Nice House by the Sea are definitely up there at the top 2 for what I'm looking forward to this coming
I
week. Those are always on the first week. So
the new Bizarro, like Superman Bizarro,
yes.
comes out next week. So does Wonder Man. I'm
Ooh.
excited for 2 new number
I might have to
ones.
check out the Wonder Man. I really enjoyed the TV show. I
Hmm.
really enjoyed that, and I inked that sketch cover of
Yes.
that Dan did for Wonder Man. So for Gary, and so I might have to check that out. Not really into Bizarro, so I'll probably pass on that one. But we don't get Absolute Catwoman until May. And
Right.
but yeah, once that comes out, I'll be like, me, I'll be all over that.
We'll do like a
Um,
whole episode on just that issue.
I don't even want to know. Kent and I were laughing about the number of variants that we're both going to get that week.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. I'm so
I mean,
excited.
when she made the appearance in Absolute Batman, I think I got 9 covers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
pretty sure
crazy.
you did too.
Yeah, because I got a couple exclusives that were, like I got a Jim Ballin exclusive, and I got the Mark Brooks one that's on my. It's not a comic, but the signed print. So yeah, I went crazy. But anyway, oh, last thing, did you watch Daredevil yet? Have you seen
I
the
have
first?
not. I've not watched the new season. Is it good?
The first episode was amazing.
That's what I've heard.
Uh,
I'm excited.
I will say the only thing I don't like about it, which seems to be a cinematography thing nowadays, it started with the Kevlin thing on Star Trek, the timeline with the Chris Pine and all them for Star Trek. The flares. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The lens flares. Lens flares.
Lens flares.
Yes.
There's too many lens flares.
Oh, okay.
They're doing a lot of filming at night, and I think they feel like they need those lens flares when they're doing night stuff.
Interesting.
But I have astigmatism, so those flares warp
mess with you.
Yeah, and so that's just me personally. A lot of shows are using that lighting nowadays, and it's
like a cool sci-fi effect that everyone uses. J.J. Abrams is known for using them.
Did it a lot too, way back in the early 2000s, and I just because of my left eye with having the astigmatism, it just messes with me. So that was the only thing I didn't like about the episode. Otherwise, Singing in the Black Suit was great. Really glad to have Karen Page back full time, and we got some other little glimpses of stuff. His former girlfriend from last season, the doctor, she cray.
Yeah.
She's
I'm excited to see where they go with her.
I'm not going to give any spoilers since you haven't watched it yet, but we knew she was cray last season, so that isn't a spoiler. Yeah. But there's
that's not a spoiler. I knew that
happens in this first episode that really cement she's a little cray.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there was nothing disappointed except the flare lighting. So flare lens. So
yeah, the lens flare.
But yeah, you should watch it. Definitely check it out.
That is on my list. I'm very excited to actually have time to watch it.
Yeah. I've been watching Victoria, which is on Netflix, which has been really good. I had never watched it before. I'm almost done. I'm like one episode left of season 2, and then there's 8 episodes in the last season. But it's been good.
Nice. I'm so behind in watching like most movies and TV shows. The last movie I saw in theaters was Iron Lung.
I mean, you do work for a living.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do things, but I am home to sit and watch. I keep it.
I'm never home. So. I'm never home, and when I'm home, I don't have energy to sit around and watch a TV show. I fall asleep. I'm an old man.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear it. I'm old enough to be your mama, darling.
It's not an age thing. It's like an energy thing.
It's an energy thing. Oh, trust me. There are some days I still feel like I'm 16, and then there's other days I feel like I'm 96.
There are days where you come into the shop and I'm like, I don't know what she took this morning, what kind of coffee she's on, but she needs to share it because she has way more energy than I do.
Yeah. That's because I fake it a lot. Fake it till you make it, baby. Fake it till you make it.
Retail. Well, I fake it and then it just becomes natural because I
think that's it. I think
because
that's it.
I am such an empath. So when people come in and they're excited in the morning, that gives me so much energy, and then I feed that back. So I genuinely get excited that's why I don't like it when we're slow. I don't like slow days because that lowers my energy level. Yeah. When we have a lot of people in the store and a lot of people are hyper and excited, then I get hyper and excited.
Oh, you were like a little social butterfly on Wednesday. You were all over the store.
Well, it was the big release day.
It was busy. I mean, there was a line out the door to get in. There was a line at the cash register. There was a line. It was hard. I'm short. Thank God I'm short because I can just, excuse me, and
get a slide right in. Yeah. No, I was manning the front, so I was the greeter and making sure everyone was all good, which I love doing. I love that aspect of my job, but it takes a lot of energy to do that. So that's why people like you come in, they're just like, "Hi, good morning." I'm like, "Oh, thank God." That's like a shot of espresso that I need.
Dude, I'm chugging caffeine to have the energy to get there. But here's the thing. My energy level only rises on Wednesdays. The whole rest of the time, I'm like this hermit.
Oh, you should
hardly ever come out of my hole. So
you ask the guys at work, you rarely see me in the store without a Monster energy drink in my hand.
yeah,
I
I'm
live
supposed
on.
to not be drinking. I still allow myself to have one on Wednesdays, but yeah, when I had my surgery last year, I was drinking 40 ounces of dew a day,
Wow.
and I had to give that up because it gave me a hernia.
That'll do it.
But now my doctor was like, don't. He was great because he was like, don't remove something completely from your diet because that just makes you want it and
Yeah.
crave it. He was like, you learn control and discipline.
Yeah, it's all portion control.
Allow yourself to have a Mountain Dew once a week. Don't take all day to drink the 20-ounce Mountain Dew, and don't allow yourself to have more than one, and you'll be fine. He was like, one soda a week isn't going to kill anybody. 40 ounces a day is
A
going to
lot.
lead you into some serious health issues. And that made a lot of sense to me. So I kind of do that with everything. I let myself have a snack or something baked or my one soda a week.
Yeah.
Keeps it from being something forbidden that you then want all the time.
That's why all the like gym bros and gym bunnies and all the the people who are crazy with exercise and health and everything, they even have a cheat meal or a cheat day. You
Yes.
have to. You have to do that. Give yourself something to look forward to every week because if you don't have that, then you're eventually gonna fall off.
Yeah. Oh, and burn out because because you can only do deprivation for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I completely agree on that. Well, before we go off on another tangent, we should probably end our show. But we do want to thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Yes.
We are here every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Loco Sirens on YouTube and on Facebook. You can look us up on either space. We don't have an Instagram yet. But you're welcome to follow me on Instagram. That's the one place where I don't have the hardcore privacy settings, and I do share links for Loudoun County Sirens on that. But give us a like and a share on Facebook. Subscribe here on YouTube, and we will see you next week, where we will be also talking about our polls and, as always, females writers, female artists, and whatever else comes into our mind for pop culture.
As you can see, it doesn't take much.
No, yeah, we're kind of all over the place, but that's why you like us, right? All right, guys, you want to have anything you want to say?
Yes. Last thing is this Wednesday is going to be April 1st. It is also John at our shop at Comic Logic. It is going to be John's birthday.
Oh.
So if you stop by the store, make sure you wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, I might.
If you tune into the video,
special for him.
Yeah, if you tune into the morning video for Comic Logic on Wednesday morning, he's usually the cameraman. He is the Bob to my J. So make sure you wish him a happy birthday.
Absolutely. He's always got a smile on his face for all the people at Comic Logic. And
he's the best.
We will definitely be saying happy birthday to John on Wednesday. How funny, because my all the way back in January, first week, Wednesday was my birthday. There's been quite a few birthdays on comic book weeks, which has been kind of great. Also, last thing, Comic Logic. What do we have? Free comic book day coming May. Is it May 2nd, right?
Yep.
May 2nd. And then LotCon is it the weekend of is it the 17th or is it the 24th?
Believe it's the 17th.
Okay.
Make sure to follow Comic Logic on our socials to keep up with all of the fun events we got coming up.
Absolutely.
Yep, it is to be May 17th.
Yeah. Okay. So free comic book day for Comic Logic on May 2nd. and then come back again, put it on your schedule May 17th for LotCon. They're some of the best events that Comic Logic puts out. Their LotCons or something. I hit every volunteer. I always volunteer at the spring and the fall one. They're so much fun. Great vendors.
It's free to
Lots
come.
of
You can
fun.
bring the kids, bring
Yeah,
it,
it's
bring
pet
the
friendly, kid
dogs,
friendly.
come hang out.
You can't. There is something for everyone in the vendors. My daughter-in-law is always a vendor there. Dragon Witch Apothecary, giving a shout out to her, and Green Archer Comics is always there. Killer
Yep.
D Comics is always there. I don't know Damien's comic company's name, but he specializes in the older golden silver age comics. He's not going to be there in May, but he'll be there in October, I'm betting. And they just toy vendors, t-shirts, bags, jewelry, you name it, you can find it.
Comics.
And Krysta and Katie and John and Vince and Rob and Lindsay and Kristen and Kurt and all Mike and Gary and all the amazing
All Mari, all the fun people.
all the fun people.
You get to see all their
You'll see
gorgeous
them all
faces.
at LotCon. So yeah, come out and see everybody. And that note, I think we're done, right?
I think we need to call it before we go off again.
No shit.
Oh.
All right, guys.
Yeah. We will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you in the funny papers, everybody. Good night.
Bye.